Rockstar could axe FiveM and replace it with their own proprietary role-playing systems. Over the past few days, a lot of new information has come out about Rockstar working on their own version of FiveM. So what's going on and what does this mean for GTA 6? So back in 2023, Rockstar finalised its acquisition of CFX.re, the company behind the FiveM and RedM role-playing platforms. But the relationship was toxic from day one. Back in 2015, Rockstar's parent company, Take-Two Interactive, had sent private investigators to the home of the owner of CFX.re, all over concerns that the very existence of FiveM was essentially piracy. Rockstar have been extremely vocal over the years about their opposition to people modding their games, with the first public issue with modding being presented back in the early 2000s with a deleted mission titled Hot Coffee in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. This was a mission that allowed CJ to receive a happy time, and the whole mission was uncovered thanks to modders. Ever since then, Rockstar and Take-Two have been actively fighting off the modding community, and with the release of GTA 5, it only got worse. Rockstar were attacking modders whilst introducing ideas stolen from the modding community, such as these races, which were originally created by the modding community. Rockstar has consistently opposed modifications to its games. Their parent company is known for issuing takedown notices for mods that infringe on their intellectual property, and they have even initiated lawsuits against mod creators who fail to comply. So when Rockstar announced back in August of 2023 that they have acquired CFX.re, it was confusing to say the least, and the whole community was really unsure what this actually meant, because the only information us as the fans were aware of were when Rockstar went after the owners of CFX.re. As posted by GTA Focal, the acquisition news was a huge surprise to the community and to the founder, who was not involved in the acquisition negotiations from the start. A group of people close to it shared their story with us. In late 2022, there have been confidential discussions with Rockstar and Take-Two Interactive to sell the company. As the acquisition became more certain, the founder was informed and agreed to finalise the deal and not oppose it. One reason included fatigue from managing the company due to personal and work-related issues within the CFX.re team. Fast forward to August the 9th, 2023, after talks with various Rockstar employees, the acquisition is finalised. The founder sells CFX.re, which easily generates $1.5 million a month, and it was sold to Take-Two Interactive and Rockstar Games for an estimated $20 million. This acquisition marked a new beginning for the CFX.re team, as they now in theory had an unlimited budget, resources and a proper management structure, turning them from a team working in the grey area of the gaming industry to having one of the world's largest banks behind them. Rockstar Games extended a warm welcome to the entire CFX.re team, inviting them to join the nearest Rockstar studio to their home or work remotely, as CFX.re had not previously operated from a physical location. Those who chose to work from home received encrypted work PCs and merchandise as a welcome gesture. In the words of a former FiveM developer, it's very exciting to be linking up with Rockstar after having practically worshipped them for years. Even just talking to Rockstar officials, it was like talking to a celebrity every time. They're very professional and keep things neat. But not everything that glitters is gold. Only 6 months after the acquisition was finalised, FiveM's founder was fired from Rockstar Games for multiple irresponsible actions that violated the contract in which he was legally bound by. Some of the issues that arose were serious complaints from the team members and a 24-hour period where FiveM itself was completely shut down, due to what has been described as the founder being in an unstable emotional and mental state. These events resulted in the founder's payment for the acquisition being halved. Normally when companies are acquired, a part payment is made on the contract date and a transition period is agreed to make sure that the transition happens smoothly with full support from the seller, in this case the original owner of CFX.re. The final payment is usually made at the end of the transition period, otherwise known as the grace period. This is usually a conditional payment as long as the terms of the contract are adhered to. According to GTA Focal, nepotism in the company led to some workers leaving. It was a continuous company tension of bad versus the good guys, with each side believing they were in the right. In the final communication to the founder, Take-Two stated that the actions impacted millions of players and damaged Rockstar's credibility, as they had promised that the acquisition would improve service. The decisive factor was the colleagues' reports that the owner's behaviour was erratic, inappropriate, or even hostile at times. It's worth stating here that we do not know the full truth, and it's entirely possible that Take-Two or Rockstar could have twisted the situation slightly to work in their favour due to potential regrets with buying the platform, which is something we'll talk about later in the video. With the founder's departure, room was made for new changes within the team, including the hiring of new personnel, often friends of friends, as well as individuals from the competing platform V, due to its similarities with FiveM. Other persistent conflicts have resulted in a negative work environment, prompting concerns to be escalated to management, with one of the resulting actions being firing long-standing developers. Rockstar are known to employ people from verbal references from existing employees, and I personally don't think there's anything nefarious about this. The whole concept of nepotism and employing people that are friends of friends or family friends isn't really anything that I personally think we should be too worried about. Rockstar, being as secretive as they are, value trust over everything. Character trait testimonials are the fastest way to get new team members on board, as opposed to blind hiring. Of course, unless the skill set is extremely fringe. Acquiring CFX.RE was problematic, as you're bringing in a load of people into Rockstar's ecosystem that don't share the same work culture. According to a former CFX.RE employee, we were basically treated like since the beginning, and in the end they got rid of all of us by putting us in an extremely toxic environment where we had to suffer from major mismanagement, lies on a regular basis, and lack of any communication and lack of internal transparency. Even despite all this, Rockstar still had an opportunity to handle it properly, but they didn't. And from a former FiveM developer, hiring activity was slow. I think at this point Rockstar thought we were a bad purchase. The owner obviously had an S-rank talent when it came to programming and such. I'm sure he's a legendary name within Rockstar itself, but I also think he pissed off some of the higher ups when he complained about how unfairly he was being treated on the CFX forums. FiveM was almost gifted to Rockstar because we wanted some management and some punitive measures for doing nothing alongside more advanced technical goals and ability. So looking at everything we've just heard, it looks like acquiring CFX.RE was a lot of stress and potentially may not have been worth it for Rockstar. And the overall feeling is that it was a bad purchase. So why did they go to all of this effort, and what was the use case in doing so? I mean, as an outsider looking in, acquiring a business that's going to need constant micromanagement for the first 12 months, whilst working on one of the biggest entertainment products in history, GTA 6, doesn't seem like the most logical move to make. So why did they do it? Why did they spend the time, money and resources to acquire CFX.RE? Well, since 2021, Rockstar has been secretly working on their own competitor to FiveM. It was ultimately shelved for unknown reasons, but as of last year, Rockstar have revived the project and it's currently under development. A former FiveM dev stated the following: "I learned later that they were working on a FiveM killer inside of Rockstar. They were given 0 sources, 0 debug symbols and 0 info, so I'm not sure how they expected to succeed. The project failed and supposedly died 2 years before we joined. They were supposed to be advising and judging our team and reporting back to Rockstar on what we're like. Obviously, they were not impressed. This led to the project being revived." Supposedly, this all fits into Rockstar's vision for how GTA Online can look in the future, which will essentially be a system built off the focus of UGC. User-generated content. A problem that Rockstar face, which not many games developers have faced, is the effects of a game or an IP lasting as long in the industry as GTA 5 has. GTA 5's 11-year lifespan in the market isn't something that could have ever been assumed or expected when the game originally entered development. So building a system that allows Rockstar to generate revenue whilst the users generate the missions means that not only are they going to get more longevity out of the game, but Rockstar will spend less on future development whilst keeping higher player retention for the players to be upsold into further online purchases, whether that's going to be shark cards or otherwise. Effectively, this means more players and more money. Back in July, Tez2, a well-known Rockstar community insider, uncovered a new file inside the Bottom Dollar Bounties DLC, indicating that Rockstar could be developing their own public mission creator that would give players the opportunity to create their own content. Now, not to blow my own trumpet, but for the past 6 months I've been talking about Rockstar's need to create their own platform for mission creation and a place where we can share content. And of course the comments have always told me that this idea was a stretch. At this point, I've got to say, I know more about Rockstar than I let on in my videos, but I've got to be careful about what I say. Your boy's trying not to get sued. According to GTA Focal, it's likely that this UGC platform will be integrated into GTA Online later this year, potentially as early as next month, with consoles following shortly after. Yes, you heard that correctly, there's a chance that this system can make its way to consoles. This is a project that's been developed by Rockstar's internal team and not the team behind CFX.RE, and it's theorized that this could indicate indicate a phasing out of FiveM and a phasing in of this new tool. GTA Focal closes their article with the following: the CFX.RE team has historically struggled with poor leadership, an inefficient company structure with excessive roles and manipulative behaviours that persisted even after the company's acquisition. This led to a reshuffling of the hierarchy, which only resulted in further confusion and conflict due to nepotism and increased power for those in higher positions. Now, in 2024, CFX.RE and FiveM seem to be in a stable position with a healthier work environment and new employees replacing those who departed. Yet, mismanagement issues are still present in one way or form, and there seems to be no clear vision for FiveM's future, especially with the approaching release of GTA 6 and no clear plans for integration. The company's primary focus appears to be maintaining and improving FiveM. An anonymous employee has described the project as directionless and everyone doing whatever. Nobody sat down and figuring out their next step yet. The uncertain future of FiveM may be influenced by Rockstar's bigger vision of UGC and their upcoming online modding platform, which is expected to launch later this year and will eventually replace the FiveM project. My overall take from this information that we've seen is that we'll be seeing an overall move in the direction of a fully integrated modding and role-playing platform more tailored towards Rockstar Games' monetization model with UGC included. Now, what's this got to do with GTA 6? If anyone in the comments wants to argue that Rockstar would go through all of this expense and effort to keep the platform live for only 12 months until GTA 6 comes out, you're wrong. This clearly shows how Rockstar intend to use this UGC platform for GTA 6 to further assure its longevity in the market. Not only will this be a place where we can roleplay, but we'll also be able to build and tailor missions using their mission building tools. And of course, recently I've had a lot of questions about 6M or what the replacement to 5M is going to look like. Well, this is it. So far we've not had any concrete information from Rockstar, but of course actions speak louder than words, and it would appear that this platform is Rockstar's goal leading up to the release of GTA 6. And of course, following the release of GTA 6. Now, in terms of the interface and what this platform will look like, I assume it's going to be relatively similar to FiveM. We have no concrete information on this topic, and of course everything from now on in the video is just pure speculation, but we can assume that Rockstar are going to take everything they've learned from acquiring CFX.RE and implement it into their new platform. Now, before the end of this video, I just want to say a brief thank you to today's video sponsor, Private Internet Access. You all know that I'm a huge advocate for internet privacy. I mean, hopefully that's pretty obvious. A perfect way to protect yourself online is with today's video sponsor, Private Internet Access. When browsing online, whether you're gaming or streaming online content, it's important to protect yourself. Watching Netflix without private internet access is like paying for a director's cut but only seeing the trailer. Private internet access helps you overcome all of these restrictions and dangers by giving you the option to change your IP address to one of their 91 countries to choose from and 50 US states, allowing you to gain access to websites and services that are only available in those particular locations. Private internet access works on Windows, Android, Mac, iOS, and many more. And you can use one private internet access subscription on as many devices as you want. And no, that's not one at a time. You can use it on an unlimited amount of devices all at the same time. So if you want to stay protected on the internet, use the link down below to save yourself 83% on private internet access. That's just $2.03 a month. And you also get 4 months completely free. So a massive thank you to everyone watching this video, and a huge thank you to all of my channel members, and of course a massive thank you to Private Internet Access. If you did enjoy today's video, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.
I'm just looking for a cheap girl, put it on my neck. I keep doing this dance.